There is an element of sports washing that I don't feel comfortable with. It seems to come from Western countries making fun of other countries trying to use sport to grow. Whereas I know that America and Australia and England all use sport for political reasons. Like if you look at countries like Australia and South Africa and New Zealand, they're Western countries who have actually used sport to get more attention, right? Like if you have an Olympics now, no one doesn't think that isn't sports washing, right? But when Qatar has a World Cup, it's sports washing. But when South Korea has one, it's not, right? And it's like, well, South Korea had it for the same reason that Qatar had it, right? When it comes down to it, so people would talk about them, so people are more likely to visit their country, so people are more likely to invest with them. That's what we're talking about. The way I heard about sports washing originally was through Premier League football or football in general. The new ownership groups coming in, people will be like, oh, they're trying to sports wash. Then obviously the football World Cups and everything else. And I was like, okay, but England actively use sport to civilize people through cricket. England actively went around the world and hired the best footballers, rugby players, and cricketers and brought them back to England to play in leagues so that English people could watch them and so that England could feel more important because they had lots of money back then. And no one ever used that kind of thinking or phraseology at that point. So I feel uncomfortable with that. And I also feel uncomfortable with a bunch of white men basically going, I can't believe they're ruining our sport when actually the white men have been ruining sport from the beginning. But the other side is I don't feel comfortable with sports washing. I don't feel comfortable with a country doing what Saudi Arabia or Qatar is doing.